the choose love that they've put in now is a message to all the folks who don't think they're loved, who don't think anybody's paying attention. I think it's because as crazy as the NFL is, sometimes they are very subtle in the stuff that they do. And I think...
Oh, that's a different take.
And I've been thinking...
The high IQ Mensa members, aka the hosts at The View, gave another big brain take once again. This time they were triggered because the NFL decided to take off the end racism line that was on the end zone and replace it with choose love. I mean, seems like you're just trading in one woke thing for another woke thing. So I don't see what the big problem is there. But of course, The View, being absolute brainlets, needs something to complain about. So let's see what The View has to say.
As I said, the Super Bowl is this Sunday.
Yes.
And for the first time in history, a sitting president will be at the game.
Whoopi Goldberg couldn't even get that out. Did you see that pause, that just this disbelief that, oh no, President Trump is going to be at the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. It's horrible. The horror child.
And it's already setting off controversies. Like after the NFL decided to edit their end racism slogan in the end zone for Sunday's game, now it's going to read choose love. The NFL says it has nothing to do with the new president attending. What do you think of this rewrite?
I think this a little fishy and shady because what the NFL spokesperson said he said the decision was based on sensitivity to recent tragedies, including the terrorist attack in New Orleans, the deadly wildfires in LA, and the fatal air collision near DC. And I think that those are very noble things to honor and discuss, but I don't know how choose love, and it takes all of us, relates to that. So it seems to me like the end racism probably has a lot to do with the fact that the sitting president is there. And I don't know what everyone at this table thinks, but I don't think racism is over. And I think that it...
Oh, big surprise. They don't think racism is over. Of course they don't. So listen, are they really speculating that they removed it because Trump was going to be there? Trump doesn't care. They did all this other woke. They still had the Black National Anthem. Now listen, I know this was recorded before the Super Bowl, but even then they switched it out from one woke catchphrase, which is end racism, to another woke catchphrase, which was choose love. And yes, these are woke catchphrases. Yes, I know these are things that should be applied to everybody. Like everyone is against racism. Everyone wants to choose love over hate. It's not exactly hot takes. The woke have, hijacked these phrases, and they've taken ownership that, no, only we want to end racism. Only we choose love. You guys are all bigots, and you guys are hateful.
It's a very noble thing to want to end racism so that we can become a more perfect union.
But I would know...
God, this show is unbearable. The freaking clapping seals in there. It's not a hot take. No one likes racism. But The View promotes racism all the time. They promote anti-white racism all the time.
Roger Goodell actually came out and said that he wasn't going to be ending DEI after a lot of major companies in America were saying that they were going to roll back some DEI. Roger Goodell, the chairman of the NFL, said that he I had to double check that. Said that he wouldn't be. So and because of that, I'm not sure that I would be able to assign motive that this is some kind of a change to appease Donald Trump because he's not in the actual action of the policy. I kind of saw it as maybe more all-encompassing of a number of tragedies and hardships that the country's dealing with. It's been a brutal month. Think of everything that's happened. I hate to say this, I was thinking, oh yes, it's in New Orleans. It was just a month ago there was this massive terrorist attack. So I'm gonna not jump to the decision there that it may have been to try to appease him. I will say this, I generally don't like hashtag activism because I think that it could become a lazy way to not actually engage in the space. That said, I would question myself on that because I try to wear the hostage pin every day. This isn't freeing the hostages, but it's a little thing that means so much to the community it represents. So on that side, I do understand why people would like to see it there, but hopefully this represents all of those issues.
How long has
Well, does it really mean a lot to the community? Do they really see her wearing that pin and be like, oh my God, left, thank you? I mean, so she acknowledges it doesn't actually do anything to help, but it says it means so much to the community. Well, wouldn't that be helping the community in some way? Personally, I think it's just virtue signaling. It's just showing off, like, see, this is what I represent. It's like in American History X. Like, remember when he's at the prison and, he has the swastika tattoo? And so, like, he's brand new into the prison. And so then he, like, takes off his shirt to show the tattoos. So that way the white supremacist gang could see that and be like, oh, look, he's one of us. Yeah, come over here. Yeah. That's pretty much, like, what that stuff is to me.
end racism been in the end zone?
2021.
Since
Yeah, 4
okay.
years.
Okay, because
Probably
this-
after George Floyd.
This speaks more to my lack of watching the actual game and focusing on eating the food, watching the commercials, and the halftime show. But I just learned about this end racism when the topic was brought to me. So I was like, does everyone know about it? I think if you're going to take something that important away, you don't put anything there. If you're saying we're going to
that's
take
a
that
thought.
away, because it creates a false equivalent and minimizes the importance of the original message.
Yeah.
So
Look, I think given what's going on in this country, anytime we can read the words and say the words end racism, we should. Because right now, as we speak, Latino immigrants are being terrorized and everybody's
Oh,
being treated and
geez.
seen as if we were criminals
Oh,
and rapists.
shut up.
DEI programs are being rolled back, not just in the federal government.
Good.
But corporations are taking their lead from
Good.
Donald Trump, and
Yes.
they're ending those programs. Clubs for LGBTQ, for Latinos, for African Americans in schools like West Point are being taken away. So let's, each of us, take the message of end racism and internalize it and channel it, and let us go out there and end racism and fight against racism and speak up against racism.
Now, I know you're going to.
These who watches this show? This show is unbearable. Every time I see this show is a gold mine for these clips, for like channels like mine. It's an absolute gold mine because they're always saying stupid crap, virtue signaling crap, woke crap. But my God, I mean, apparently it's an audience. This show has been around for like ever. And it just seems like week after week, day after day, they just say stupid crap. And yet people still watch. I don't get it. Comment section. Do you get it? Sound off in the comments below. Why do people still watch this show?
Think I'm crazy, but I have a funny feeling that the choose love that they've put in now is a message to all the folks who don't think they're loved, who don't think anybody's paying attention. I think it's because as crazy as the NFL is, sometimes they are very subtle in the stuff that they do, and I think.
oh, that's a different take.
And I've been thinking about it
Oh, that was a different take.
during the course of the day because why that phrase? Why choose love?
Especially when the transgender community is
Yes.
under attack by the
So- It is
administration.
more-
Oh my God, I can't get through this. There's less than a minute left, guys. There's less than a minute left. Let's see how many more oppressed groups they could throw out there. Can they get the disabled in there? Can they get little people in there? Let's see how many they could squeeze in.
So and especially since last year's Super Bowl ran all those horrific ads
Yes.
and all those lies about people, and people believed it.
Yeah.
So maybe this is their way
the subtle messaging of
saying, listen, we might have made a mistake, and it's not them because they're not
Yeah, yeah,
choosing
yeah.
what
The
commercials
advertisers.
you buy the time and you can put anything up there. But maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna
choose positivity.
choose both. I'm gonna choose both.
Oh, jeez. And my theory is, listen, they wanted to take the end racism off of there. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I mean, they're still doing racist things like the Black National Anthem and stuff, and then the Kendrick Lamar performance. I don't know who's in charge of the Kendrick Lamar performance. I don't know if it's all Kendrick Lamar and his people. I don't know if the Super Bowl has any input on it. I don't know how it goes. But it was like the least diverse performance in the history of the Super Bowls. Like, only black people up there. There was no whites, there was no Asians, there was no Mexicans, no Indians, there was no nothing. It was just all black people up there. The least diverse performance in the history of the Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't know why they decided to do the to take the end racism off. Like, it's clearly not because they're done being woke, as these ladies over here established. They still have woke stuff going on. They're not ending DEI and stuff. But I figured they put choose love in there, because that's a little bit more of a, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's like they have to, they wanted to take out end racism for whatever reason, so they swapped it out for a new woke phrase, I guess, to lessen the backlash, because if they would have just taken off the end racism, they would have gotten a bigger backlash. But since they put choose love in there, that's a little bit easier for these wacko lefties like the people on The View here to digest, Okay, well, he took off the end racism. We don't know why he did that. We're still going to bitch and complain about it. But you know what? He put, choose love. Choose love. I think they should have put choose life and played Wake Me Up Before You Go. I think that would have been much better and much more entertaining. What do you guys think about this clip, though? Is The View being ridiculous? Yeah, I mean, safe to say they are. But how ridiculous do you think they were? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. If you like laughing at the ladies of The View giving their big brain takes, I have a whole playlist for you on the screen with a bunch of other videos that I think you might enjoy.